A bit loose on the exit. Damn it. Monaco. Why does this track even exist? With these current cars, it's so hard. Well, I don't know why someone would wanna race here in a league, but other than just to have fun and memes. But anyway, here we are for one more setup here in Monaco, and you can already expect, you know, some trends here in Monaco. You wanna go with 50-50 wings. Well, if I load up the setup first, there you go. So 50-50 wings, absolutely no straight line speed needed over here. Just go for maximum downforce. 50-50 wings is your way to go. And then everything else, doesn't really matter what suspension you run, what tire pressures you run. All you need to do is practice with this, get confidence with it, and then yeah, hopefully you are doing well in the track. Transmission, again, let's just carry on. 55-50 as usual, not much of a change here. I tried playing around with 55, 50, 51 and all that stuff. It kind of gave me the same ish balance. It only made the car a bit harder to rotate in the slow corners here, so I just left it at 50. There's plenty of aero here already, but the only problem is it's quite bumpy as well for a street track, so you're gonna want to have maybe something to stabilize. Now, suspension geometry here, the usual is right, left, minimum camber, which is most stable, and then you want minimum toe, which is most stable as well. Now I didn't really do much adjustments here other than increasing the rear toe by 1. The reason is because, as you know, in this game, putting down throttle traction is super difficult, and especially in slow speed where these cars don't really have that much grip compared to previous generation of cars, plus the game. So it is kind of difficult to put down the power. So 1 click or 2 click even of rear toe actually kind of helps to keep the car quite stable throughout these high speed corners, and even the slow speed corners coming out of hairpins and whatnot. Going on power, it just makes sure the rear is a bit more planted on exits. I think that's what I need from out of this setup. Now again, a lot of lap time left there, missed apexes here and there, but again, I can't complain. It's Monaco. I don't want to spend like an hour or two just doing this for the whole day, for the whole setup. Suspension, again, very different from the world record setup. World record is running 1.51656, I think, if I'm correct. And the reason is very simple. Again, you want to keep the fronts soft and the rears stiffer, which is gonna induce rotation. Soft fronts gives you more front grip, stiff rears gives you more rear rotation, so allows the car to turn into the corners much easily, especially when you have full wings like this. You can't really run inverted wings like in other tracks. You can run lower front, lower rear wing. That gives you rotation naturally. Now here in Monaco, because you can't do that, you can't invert the wings, otherwise you'll be a dead man, a dead person on the track. You want to make rotation, induce rotation from somewhere. So if you're fine with this, you feel like the car is rotating enough or you can control this, go for it. I didn't like how the car felt. I just went for 1-1-1-1 and then just tried out all sort of nonsense in between. In the end, I'll just settle for minimum on everything here. And then for the right tire, I just went for 4-7 just because test it out. You lose rotation because I've reduced the rear to 1 again, so I needed some sort of front end grip. Then I reduced the front right height. That will give me a bit more front end grip, and I raised the rear right height, so that will give me a bit more rotation on the rear, so kind of balancing out this over here. So it's all about finding the grip we need. I felt the car was quite sluggish. The front was not pointing. pointy enough, so that's why I reduced the front right height to 4. Went to 3, but it was too pointy, and it was starting to just jump on some of these curbs here. You could also try to increase the front toe by 1 click. After 1 click, it also works. 2 clicks is going to make the car a lot more pointier, but it's going to be more unstable. The more front toe you add, the more unstable it gets. And the balance I found was either 0 or 1 click with 1 click of rear toe. That's what suited me. Now if I want to go higher, again, it's possible, but it was not really effective to drive. The car became a lot more sluggish than I expected. Although the rear was more planted on exits, but mid corner the car wasn't just turning at all, so I just left it as it is. Now brakes 115, the usual. You don't really need to increase your brake bias or anything anywhere, unless of course in the race your rear tire wear is more than the fronts for some reason, or maybe just naturally because of the track layout, a lot of traction zones. You may find that increasing your brake bias to 51 during the race will help you to save the rear tires a bit more. Tyre pressures, this is going to be subjective again. I'll prefer to run minimum on the front so that it gives me maximum grip in slow speed corners. And then the rear pressures, it just depends on how much temperature you can bear with. Ideally, you don't want the carcass temperature to exceed 100. Keep it below 97, 96, just nice. So 3-4 clicks, it's what I think I used before in a 5-lap race or even a 25% race. This worked well. Again, you're going very slow in the whole track. You don't really build up any temperature from raising this much of pressure. Again, you want to test this out in case you're going for a league race. If you're going for a career mode race as well, it's always advisable to start off with minimum and then go up slightly as you need. So this will also stabilize the rear. The more rear pressure you have relative to the front, it will stabilize the rear. Running higher front pressure as well will stabilize the front end also, but not necessarily going to give you more grip in the corners. So again, it's coming down to a balancing act over here. So yeah, let's quickly recap this and quickly get done with Monaco, because I can't stop complaining about it. 50-50 wings, it's exactly what you want to be running in the dries, in the wets. Transmission 55 and 50 off throttle, maybe 51 if you feel you need that in the race. In qualifying, go for 50. Track position does matter a lot. You can start further up ahead, you can be more comfortable, but then again, this is league racing or career modes. It's all bound to have crazy strategies, safety cars and whatnot. So you want to stick it on pole, you want more lap time, you go down on the off throttle. Right, left, geometry works just nice. 1 or 2 clicks of toe, I found it to be just nice for me. Other than that, I don't really feel like touching this at all, because it made the car gave me a lot of instability. Let's say increasing the front camber gave me a lot of mid corner grip, but on entry it felt sluggish. On exit it was not planted. Same for the rear. Increasing the rear camber did give me more entry speed, entry rotation, but on the exit the car was already unstable, so I didn't want that. Front toe, you can adjust 1 or 2 clicks if you want the front to be more pointy into the corner, which you may need in this track, so you can go for it, but be reminded that this will cause the car to be unstable, maybe a bit, maybe a lot, depending on how much you throw the car into the corner. Rear toe, 1-2 clicks, just nice. You can even leave it at 0 and you'll be fine. Suspension, I've left it all on 1 for the suspension, and roll bar also at 1, soft as possible. And ride height 4.7, again, this is personal preference. You want more front end grip, you can reduce it, but at the risk of bottoming out on the curbs, like turn 1 curb and then the hairpin, and then pretty much whichever curbs that you have to take. 4, 5 is a good clearance, and then the rear 6, 7, 8 just nice as well. So start off at 4.7, maybe should be fine. 150 brakes, minimum tire pressure to start off, and then go up on the rears as you need it. And yeah, that's all you need to do. For the rain in Monaco, just pray. Yeah. Setup, you can only probably adjust the ride height. You may want to go higher on the rear and then just increase the front as well equally. Maybe if you're starting, for example, 4.7, if you go one click on the front, just raise the rear by 2. You know, similarly, so if you raise the front by 2, let's say, you go the raise +2 or +3 as well, just to give you good clearance in the range, so you don't again bottom out, and then you get a bit smoother traction. You're not gonna lose time on the straights because that's not really a track where you want to prioritize straight line speed. Yeah, that's about it. And yeah, hope you have a horrible time in Monaco, because God knows why someone would wish you well in Monaco. But if you're a Monaco merchant, then go for it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care everyone, stay safe, and bye bye.